Tonight, daring escape. One man embarking on a months-long journey in a desperate bid to flee China. So desperate he left his children behind, but documenting every single step as he traveled by plane, boat, bus, motorcycle, and foot to get to L.A. How did he do it? Came illegally through the southern border of the U.S. and Mexico. He was pushed to the brink as President Xi Jinping of China tightens his grip on zero COVID. But this man is not alone. The rate of Chinese nationals seeking asylum elsewhere increasing at a record clip, apparently, since Xi came to power. Selena Wang has the story you'll see only out front.
This wall separates Wang Chun from his American dream. He's prepared to risk everything to climb over, illegally crossing into the U.S. from Mexico. But unlike most of the thousands of illegal crossings a day on the southern border, he's not fleeing poverty or violence south of the wall. His journey started on the other side of the world. We've been following him for months during his perilous escape out of China by plane, boat, bus, motorcycle, and on foot.
我觉得我受这么大苦出来都是值得的。
He ran a bubble tea shop back in China. When COVID hit, business tanked from constant lockdowns. He left his son and daughter behind with his parents, hoping to bring them to America one day.
生活这一方面也没法满足，而且还有2个孩子要养，我必须要出来。
China's unrelenting zero COVID policy, growing authoritarianism under Xi Jinping, and stifling nationalistic education taught in his children's schools pushed Wang over the edge.
经过这大概也就7、8年的时间吧，车到的是越来越快了，马上也要连任了，我觉得看不到任何希望。
He's the strong man atop a surveillance state, one that during the pandemic can control and track the movements of virtually all 1.4 billion people. Since the start of the pandemic, China has kept its borders sealed, a policy the government says is needed to fight COVID-19, and earlier this year forbade its citizens from going overseas for non-essential reasons. With China turning increasingly inward, Wang became desperate to get out, and he was set on one destination: America.
我对美国完全就是一个自由、民主、开放、有朝气的一个国家吧，就算有你通过自己的努力就可以不断的积累财富。
Through online chat groups, he discovered a network of people in China planning to illegally immigrate to America through Quito, Ecuador. He applied for a language school in Quito and made it out of China in April with the school's admission letter as proof. He started documenting his whole journey. From Ecuador, he rode buses over 1,000 miles to Colombia, then took a boat to Panama, sharing the ride with other desperate but hopeful migrants. On the other side, a 5-day hike through Panama's rainforest. An endless walk through mud, rivers, and mountains, a journey that Wang said almost broke him from exhaustion. A brief respite at a refugee camp, then 7 days of buses from Panama to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, then Guatemala. From there, a boat to Mexico's border where police detained him for 5 days. When he was released, he paid an illegal smuggler thousands of dollars to get to Mexico City. Dozens of people squeezed into the back of a truck, then packed into a van, more than 104 degrees Fahrenheit inside. In Mexico City, Wang rode a motorcycle 1,600 miles to the U.S. border, where we met up with him, determined to make it to the other side. According to the UN Refugee Agency, the number of Chinese nationals seeking asylum has been steadily increasing until it reached a record in 2021, and most of them, 70%, were trying to get to America. On China's internet, searches for emigration started skyrocketing in March as many struggled to get basic necessities and food during lockdowns across the country. Discussion forums with detailed tips on how to leave China have gone viral on social media. Immigration lawyers say inquiries from Chinese wanting to leave have surged since the pandemic. But for others like Wang, he says their only path into America is the illegal way. He ultimately made it to the other side, walked hours in the American desert, over mountains. His sneakers fell apart. More than a month later, we met Wang in Los Angeles. In this new world, he's found the familiar. In the best case, it will be years before he sees his family again.
How do you feel when you think about your children?
心很痛，
Have you told your family where you are?
父母还不知道，然后我的儿子知道了，所以我跟他说了实话，所以我说的爸爸在国内看不到天日，所以到美国来给你挣大钱，给你奋斗一个美好的未来。
That future is uncertain, but with China in his past, he has hope of living out his American dream.
An absolutely incredible report, Selena. And I know this report was airing, much of it was blacked out in China, and they put up claiming no signal. But the majority of that report did not air where you are due to censors. How is the Chinese government reacting to cases like Wang's?
Yeah, Aaron, in our conversation right now, it is still being censored and blacked out. It says there's no signal here. We had reached out earlier to the Chinese government to comment on our story, and Beijing defended the country's COVID policies and called China a land full of vitality and hope. You know, stories like Wang's, they are a smear on Beijing's narrative that China is getting stronger and more prosperous while America is in decline. Now, Wang's journey to America, it may be rare and extreme, but we have spoken to others that are taking a similar path, including one man who illegally escaped China by walking across the border into Vietnam. From there, he flew into Ecuador and is now taking that same path as Wang did into the U.S. through the U.S.-Mexico border. Now, of course, there are still people in China who support the zero COVID policies here, Aaron, but more and more are feeling this sense of hopelessness about their future, a country here where they see their freedoms and opportunities disappearing, Aaron.
Selena, thank you very much. An absolutely incredible story with such a window into China, as well as the U.S. southern border. Thank you so very much.